Welcome to this introduction to the NVR 2.0 client. In this video tutorial, we introduce you to this easy-to-use client application by illustrating how an auditor makes use of the basic and key features of the NVR 2.0 client to view live video, find and playback recorded video, and investigate events. When you open the NVR 2.0 client, you're placed immediately into the Live section with the side toolbar, the top toolbar, and the main view available. The Live section is for monitoring activities in real time. The Playback section is for synchronized playback and export of recorded video. The Investigation section provides you with 1. A quick overview of video thumbnails of a selected camera, with or without events. 2. A detailed report that lists selected event types from selected cameras. And 3. An event calendar that shows the daily count of selected event types occurred for selected cameras for each day of a month. The Setup section is where configuration of the application can be conducted. The Live section is available for all user groups, while the availability of the Playback, Investigation, and Setup sections varies with user group. The side toolbar and the top toolbar contain functions and tools related to the section you're on. Let's have a look at the Live section first. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. By default, the Live View tab on the side control bar is expanded upon startup and shows a list of shared and private views available for you to choose and stream video. All shared views are shown for all users, while the private views shown may differ for each logged-in user. The expanded tab can be minimized to save space. Just click to hide and click again to show. If you need more space, you can hide all but the main view by the full screen function. Right-click and choose Exit Full Screen to go back. On the side toolbar, the 4 tabs are View, Device, Event, and PTZ. Below the View tab is the Device tab, which shows a list of all devices and previously created stitched images and cropped images added to the NVR server. The round dot to the left of each entry on the device list shows the connection and recording status of the device. A black dot indicates the camera is not connected. A green dot indicates the camera is connected but not being recorded, while a red dot indicates the camera is connected and being recorded. When an auditor remotely logs into the NVR at a remote store to monitor and investigate, he can select individual cameras to view live video from by double-clicking the camera name or by dragging it to the main view. To view all devices, he can simply double-click All Devices or drag it to the main view. The auditor decides to also include one stitched image and one cropped image to his view. The stitched image places multiple related cameras in one video pane for a panorama view, while the cropped image helps to focus on a particular region of interest for monitoring. Without going into the Setup section, the auditor can create views on the fly by simply clicking the Save View button under the Options menu of the Device tab. He wants the view to be private so that other users do not know which cameras he is paying attention to. So after he names the view, he saves it as a private view by leaving out the Shared View option. He then switches to the View tab to select views. He tries a few different views from the private view list and public view list, and then deletes a private view he previously created. Saving and deleting views directly in the Live section avoids having to go back to the Setup section. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. Instead of monitoring live video by watching the main view constantly, the auditor can choose to pay attention to events only. On the side toolbar, the auditor notices an alert on the Event tab, so he expands the Event tab and reviews the list of events populated recently. He opens one of the events to play back the video associated with the event. This feature allows the auditor to conveniently and efficiently play back the video of interest without having to take the time to search for a particular video or event. During event playback, the auditor uses the ePTZ function to digitally zoom in the video to help see details. The zoom indicator on the lower left corner shows which part of the image you are zoomed in on. You can use the zoom indicator to navigate to other parts of the image. He also wants to view the video captured by other cameras at the time of the event, so he clicks the Playback Section button on the camera toolbar to select other cameras and synchronously plays back video from all selected cameras at the time of the event. He finds no issue for this event. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. He goes back to the live section to continue monitoring. This time, he notices something suspicious from one of the live cameras, so he clicks the Instant Playback button on the camera toolbar to review what just happened. He confirms that there was indeed a case worth investigation, so he quickly performs a series of actions to address this incident. First, he clicks the Panic button to execute a series of actions, such as sending an email alert to predefined recipients and making sound alert to all NVR clients connected to this particular NVR server. The Panic button provides the auditor with a one-click convenience to execute necessary actions to address an incident. The availability of Panic button actions associated with each camera depends on the NVR setting for that camera. The auditor then immediately starts manual recording by clicking the Manual Record button on the bottom half of the side toolbar to make sure the incident gets recorded by all cameras, regardless if a recording schedule covers the time of the incident. Also, from the bottom of the side toolbar, he clicks the Save Image button several times to save images taken by all cameras to his own computer for evidence. He also takes snapshots from all the cameras by clicking the Snapshot button and then pastes the snapshots all at once to an email he plans to send out shortly afterwards. These handy functions allow the auditor to proactively save evidence to ensure availability for post-investigation. At this point, he is ready to investigate this incident further by viewing video captured by other cameras at the time of the incident by clicking the Playback Section button on the camera toolbar to select other cameras and synchronously play back video from all selected cameras. By selecting a saved view directly, he avoids having to select the same cameras again one by one. The timeline can also be dragged left or right, while the video refreshes instantly and smoothly without any delay. The scale of the timeline can be adjusted from 1 second interval all the way up to 1 day interval to allow micro review or macro review by dragging. If you double-click any point on the timeline, the playback time adjusts to the corresponding time instantly. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. The Playback section is capable of up to 16 channels of synchronized playback, with each camera's recording shown on the timeline to help conveniently and efficiently review multiple channels simultaneously. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. Out of the series of event highlight control buttons shown on the top left of the timeline, he selects Manual Record and Panic button to see each instance of them highlighted on the timeline. These highlights help the auditor to instantly identify events on the timeline as he reviews the playback. He also adds bookmarks on the timeline to highlight specific times of interest, and then reviews the bookmark times using the bookmark control buttons. The bookmark function makes reviewing video at specific times convenient and quick. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. Once the auditor confirms the period of time he wants to export video from, he marks that period using the set start point and set end point bars on each end of the timeline, and then clicks the Export Video button on the bottom of the side toolbar to export video from all selected cameras. This export function exports video of one or more, up to 16 cameras simultaneously, into local hard disk drives, external hard disk drives, USB sticks, or burns to recordable disks. The video export dialog pops up to let the auditor confirm or revise the export period, export path, choose to include audio or not, and select the format of video to export to. After confirmation, the auditor clicks the Export button to export. When the export is finished, he simply clicks Done to have the exported video files automatically shown in the destination folder. Each video clip is named with the device ID, device name, start time, and end time. After the video export is completed, the auditor decides to also create an incident report for one of the bookmarked point in time to submit to the headquarters for review. The incident report can be created by clicking the Print Image button near the bottom of the side toolbar. By default, snapshot from all selected cameras at the selected time is included in the report, but each can be deselected manually. Comments can be added to describe each snapshot. By default, both the device information and device information OSD are included to be shown on the incident report. The auditor decides to keep both and then prints the report to a printer. The printed report looks like this, with each snapshot and related information shown on one page individually for each camera. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. After confirming this store indeed has fraudulent activities, the auditor continues making further investigation. This is where the investigation section comes in very handy because it provides a quick overview of video thumbnails in several ways that are convenient and efficient. First, the auditor uses the Smart Search tab to search video of a particular camera for a specific period that he needs to investigate on. Smart Search returns an overview by breaking up video into defined intervals as thumbnails. The auditor quickly identifies his specific thumbnail, double-clicks it to jump to that time, plays back the relevant video, and then adds bookmark on the timeline to highlight this point in time. He also wants to view the video captured by other cameras at the time of the event, so he clicks the Playback Section button on the camera toolbar to select other cameras in the Playback section and then synchronously plays back video from all selected cameras at the time of the event. The auditor then uses the IVS motion detection to search for motion in a particular period of time. He identifies a particular thumbnail and bookmarks it. He then uses the event search function to search for multiple event types and reviews the resulting thumbnails to identify and bookmark instances worth investigation. After confirming that fraudulent activities occur sporadically, the auditor uses the Event Search tab to search for events from multiple cameras over a period of time. He reviews some events, plays back relevant video, and adds bookmarks. Finally, the auditor uses the event calendar to see all event types of all cameras in a given month. Here are the features and benefits we'll be illustrating in the coming up section. Since the auditor is usually not physically at the stores that he monitors or investigates, he needs to remotely access the NVR servers using a client workstation. The internet upload bandwidth at the stores are limited and shared among multiple network activities besides video streaming. To overcome this common limitation, the auditor makes use of the bandwidth management function of the NVR Client 2.0 to have the NVR server automatically transcode live video and playback video into smaller resolution to limit the upload bandwidth utilization and ensure smooth video on the NVR client. At the bottom of the NVR Client 2.0, the auditor can see that the actual bitrate is being kept under the selected bandwidth. The system status bar also indicates the NVR server's current storage usage, actual amount of used space, free space available, as well as CPU usage. We hope you have found this video tutorial on the NVR 2.0 client helpful.